Atlantic halibut landed on Cape Sable Island, Canada's most valuable ground fish, worth $60 million a year in Nova Scotia. Over the past decade, the rebound coincided with warmer ocean temperatures.
We've seen this persistent increase in the abundance.
It's no coincidence, says federal research scientist Ryan Stanley, who was able to track halibut thanks to survey data over 54 years. Warmer ocean temperatures meant the growing season got longer. Juveniles matured earlier, survived better, and occupied more places across the region.
There's a pretty tight relationship with the landings that we saw, the amount of juvenile habitat, and the amount of juveniles we were capturing in our surveys. With that relationship, we're able to extrapolate how continued warming in the region may influence that trend.
He and other scientists built a model to predict what would happen to halibut in coming decades under various warming scenarios.
We see similar trends. So even in the higher emission scenario where it's warmer, it would appear that halibut stand to gain more habitat with these warming conditions.
The results were published in the science journal Facets, predicting distribution and abundance will expand off Newfoundland, the Gulf of St. Lawrence, and the eastern Scotian shelf. Areas off southern Nova Scotia that were already warmer will largely remain in the optimal temperature range.
There's going to be winners and there's going to be losers. We've shown historically is areas with more juvenile halibut habitat tend to have more increased landings in those areas. And so this seems to be somewhat of a good news stories for halibut.
There are uncertainties. This assessment is based on one predictor, temperature. The full impact of climate change is not known, for example, on what they eat. Still a hopeful sign, a favorable trend for an important species likely to continue. Paul Withers, CBC News, Halifax.